Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Derek, the overview, back again with another video. So we got our first trailer for Marvel's Ironheart, our newest chapter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and also, lately, I could just say, okay, this show is years in the making, literally speaking. Backstory with this is that right after Black Panther Wakanda Forever introduced Riri Williams, they decided to do an Ironheart show right after to lead into it, but they said, oh, this show's going to be going through a couple reshoots, and we don't even know if it's either going to be a tax write-off or it's going to be released or we even want to show it to anybody. And I was like, okay, so yeah, after this whole Marvel shakeup we've had and all the Disney Plus shows either getting canceled, getting renewed, some of them actually saying, you know what, we don't even need to film it anymore. A couple of this has just surprised me, and also the fact that a couple ones like Agatha made it through. Wonder Man is still being made, which I thought, okay, it was either getting canceled or recast, or I don't even know what's going on with that show. Out of all the shows, Ironheart was already complete, but the thing is that they kept putting this on the shelf where it's like, are we embarrassed to show this off? Do we want to even show this off? And I feel like, yeah, if you have a project that's done and already factors into your universe, just release it because you already know you have an audience for it. And personally, I'm not gonna front and act like I know this character. This is one of those new age characters. I feel like I hear about them, but I just don't read up on them because I already knew that when this character was already introduced, it was a child prodigy who was already an I wouldn't say equal level to Tony Stark with their advanced technology and the way that they actually were smart. I remember the lunch table arguments in the class because I remember when this character was first introduced and they said that Riri Williams is as smart as Iron Man. People were like, no, she's not. I'm like, yeah, but I got to read up on the comics. I haven't read that much of Ironheart, but I'm like, okay, just hearing the premise of this character, yes, you get a child prodigy. That's one factor, which I feel like, yeah, you could say that about Peter Parker, but what's the difference? I don't know, man. The late 2010s, that was a really divisive year in comics because I feel like whenever they introduce new characters, people like to acknowledge the fact that, oh, they're not better than the old ones, or they're just there just to include them, which I feel like, yeah, I don't see it that way. If the character's written well, then they're good characters. Just because you say that they have this and that doesn't make them better characters. And for her introduction in the MCU, I like that in Black Panther she was introduced as an adult already in college. And the fact that she already had her first Iron Man suit built, which I do kind of like the fact that she did use a bit of university tech to actually include it into her suit, where instead of like, oh, Tony Stark built this with a box of scraps and just nothing, she used proper materials to actually try to perfect the suit. Yeah, she got Wakanda Tech and actually did a better suit, but then again, that suit got taken away. And also with some of the footage we saw early on, they actually showed her with her own proper Iron Man style suit, which I feel like, yeah, that looks more mobile. And also, I feel like a bit realistic than what we had before. Long intro aside, let's take a look at this trailer because I feel like there's a couple things with this show I have heard in the background, which I feel like, okay, if you're going to acknowledge these things within this show, I don't know why specifically these things are included, but let's see how it all makes sense. So let's get to the trailer.
Hello? For real?
Welcome, Riri. In less than 3 minutes, the air in this
Usnavi.
Oh, what is this?
Your interview. You'll suffocate and die unless you break into the device on the floor. Or you'll find a gas mask. Good luck.
Screw this.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius. So you in or out? Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
You are not the first genius at
Gene
MIT.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important?
iconic.
I can give you the tools to help you carry out your vision.
But anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life
Seems like she's working with
has had to do
criminals.
some questionable things to get it
And
done.
I think I just saw LMD.
What will you do, Riri?
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
And the suit still looks practical for some reason. I feel like, yeah, that looks better.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
This is so much bigger than that.
This is wild. A shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady. Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
Oh, he's in
It's
this?
literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
I know a lot of people dog on these Disney Plus shows, but for me, I can just say if you have a good, interesting character and you have a good story to tell, those are the things I want to see driving the show forward instead of just, okay, we'll announce a show, make it, do nothing with it right after because we feel like we don't have any plans for them. Lately, I noticed that type of pattern with all the latest Disney Plus shows, and I feel like with some of the ones that they really want to do, like Daredevil, they already have a plan set for it. Some stuff like Moon Knight, which we're not going back to for some reason. Miss Marvel, I would really like a season 2 of that show. Also, maybe She-Hulk, if they could try to at least improve what you had in season 1 and just say, you know what, let's go back to actual She-Hulk where she is not breaking the fourth wall and is basically doing Law and Order, but as a superhero. I don't know. I see the show going the way of Agatha all along, where I feel like, okay, that's the one show I'm like, yeah, I don't believe in this show, not one bit. I know they're just edging off of this one character just because of that one song, but I'm like, I'm not gonna feel anything right after. Only for it to actually be one of the best shows where I feel like, oh, I'm genuinely surprised by this. And also seeing as though, yeah, we're basically getting female Iron Man, which I already know the nerds are gonna get mad at it. But also the fact that they introduced her, or should I say, at least acknowledged her in the MCU early on during Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I feel like, yeah, they have this character down. And for what we saw of her in that movie, I actually liked her in that movie. And I feel like, okay, so she is capable of carrying a show, but let's just see how the show goes because I feel like, yeah, you're mixing in tech with, I guess, they haven't shown it yet, but I guess demons and magic. Like the thing with the show is the fact that Anthony Ramos is playing a character called the Hood, and also a couple, I wouldn't say news, but also rumors out there that there's a certain character that is going to show, which I feel like if he's the villain for this, I don't even know if that's going to make sense or if you're including magic and demons. I wouldn't say this character is capable of fighting Riri, but I don't even know if that's going to make sense or I'm just hearing internet bullshit. And I got to respect the fact that Alden Ehrenreich is in the show. And funny enough, back in February, Harrison Ford just showed up in the MCU, which I feel like we got both Han Solos in the MCU. Huh. Personally, I'm going to be tuning into the show, and also I am kind of hearing the fact that it's going to be like a 3 episode intro, which I feel like that's different even for some of the Marvel shows where I feel like they don't usually show 3 unless it's like a 9 episode arc, or possibly like you have a couple more episodes to gain the audience's hand. But seeing as though this is a common 6 episode season, I'm like, oh, hopefully it's a good intro and it's not dragging, because unless the show is dragging, yeah, you don't have a reason to actually put out a couple more episodes at once rather than just week to week. Hopefully the show's good, and also the fact that it's like, yeah, the MCU is missing Iron Man, and yes, we're gonna be getting Iron Doom next year in Avengers Doomsday, but I still want to see some of the stuff we actually missed from Iron Man, which I feel like, yeah, we're gonna get a couple more of the suit enhancements. We're gonna see them build their own iron suits again. And even the fact that I wonder if they're gonna do their own AI Jarvis type of thing, because I feel like she has one. I wouldn't say exactly an AI, like a life model decoy. If you remember those from Agents of Shield, like instead of Jarvis speaking through the suit, Riri has her own tech where she actually makes up a life model decoy, not a robot android, but more like a hologram where she can pass through them. They can just walk around. And also, one of the things I've seen on a panel is that she actually did her own AI life model decoy of Tony Stark, which is like, oh, so he's basically mentoring her as the AI, which that's interesting. And I don't know if they might do that at some point. It would be expensive, but if they actually do it for a scene or two, I'd actually like that. Alright, guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. All my social medias down in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.